Hey everybody, I put together this video to show some combat examples in old school tactical for you to check out, just to go over some of the basics. So I have a few different targets here of Russian infantry. I have the regular squad here. It has a defense of 3. The center number is the unit's defense. Rifle squad has a defense of 4. And the NKVD unit, which is fanatical, has a defense of 5. Some of my attackers I'm going to be using German rifle squad. It has a firepower of 4, the left number, with a range of 6. German assault squad has a firepower of 5 with a range of 4. I have a couple support weapons here. Light machine gun, firepower of 2, range of 8. Grenade bundle, firepower of 3 with a range of 1 hex. The grenade bundle is single use, so once you use it, the counter is removed. I also have a leader counter, a captain. I'll show you how that works. Okay, first of all, let's just take a basic example. I have, say, this German rifle squad. So he has line of sight to all 3 of these units with no degrading terrain between. So he'll fire with his full firepower of 4. All these units are in the open, so they have no defensive terrain bonus. So it is basically the full firepower minus each unit's defense. So if the rifle squad fires at the irregular squad, it'll be 4 minus the unit defense of 3 equals 1. So he'd be on the 1. Go to the infantry combat table on the player aid. You'd move across the top the firepower to find the +1 column, and then that's the column you would use for your attack with 2 die 6. And there's along the left shows you the die rolls, and then you just cross-reference your die roll with the +1 column to get a result. X's means the units are destroyed. C's means the unit takes casualties. In other words, it's reduced, unless it's already a reduced unit, and then it's eliminated. B is a broken result, and then S is a shaken result. Both the broken and shaken results, you have to roll the gut check number or higher to pass. If you fail it, then you place the broken or shaken counter on the unit. Some results are multiple, like you have a CB here. That means the unit takes casualties, and the remaining reduced squad has to take a gut check roll to see if it's broken. Okay, so say in that example, we'll roll 2d6 on the +1 column. So I'll just roll 2d6, and I got 10. So I'll go back to here, cross-reference the 10 on the +1 column. The result is C, B. So I go here. The unit takes casualties, so the counter is flipped. So now it's a reduced squad. But the result also called for B, so it would be broken. You have to roll the gut check for the unit. So say the gut check for the Russians in this scenario was an 8. So I'd have to roll 2d6, and I'd have to roll an 8 or better to pass. Roll 2d6, I rolled a 4. So he failed his gut check. So the remaining half reduced squad would be broken, so he'd get a broken marker on him. Okay, let's now move to the rifle versus the Soviet rifle. Firepower of 4 minus the Soviet defense of 4 is 0. So you go to the 0 column. And you'd roll 2d6 again. Roll the 10 again. 10 on the 0 column is casualty shaken. So that counter would reduce. And it'd have to roll 2d6 to see if it passed its gut check on the shaken result. So gut check of 8, he rolls a 5, so he failed. So this reduced squad is now shaken. I'll do the final example, the rifle versus the NKVD. So it's 4 firepower minus 5 defense is a -1. So you go to the -1 column and roll 2d6. And 10 again. And on the -1, casualty shaken, same as the other one. So he would reduce. And he'd roll 2d6 to see if he passed his, and he failed. So that is those basics. Just get rid of some of these counters. So when these units are reduced, basically it halves their firepower. The defense and the movement will still stay the same. So let's go again now using the rifle squad, and we'll give them the additional support weapon of the light machine gun. So you can see now his firepower is 4, plus the 2 of the light machine gun is 6. So if he fires 6 at the regular reduced squad, it would be 6 minus 3 equals +3 column. On the +3 +4 column over here, you'd roll 2d6. He rolls a 9. 9 on the +3 +4 is casualty broken. Well, since the unit is already reduced, the casualty result will eliminate that unit, and it's removed from the board. Okay, he's still firing a firepower of 6. But let's say this, in the meantime, this reduced Russian rifle squad rolled for cover, and he got it. So he takes the cover counter, and it gives him a +1 to his defense. So his defense is 4, plus cover is 5. So the German with the machine gun fires 6 minus 5 is +1. So he goes on the +1 column, rolls 2d6, 12. 12 on the +1 column is an X, so he's eliminated. and the cover counter would be removed once the unit was eliminated. And I'm going to show you another example here. Say this assault squad is range 24. He fires at his firepower is 5. Defense of the NKVD reduced squad is 5, so it'd be 0 columns normally. Say the assault squad's carrying the grenade bundle. With a range of 1 hex. Say they're right next door. So the assault squad's going to use the grenade bundle and attack the NKVD unit. So firepower is 5, plus 3 for the grenade bundle is 8. 8 minus 5 is plus 3 column. Go to the plus 3 column, roll 2d6. 8. An 8 on the plus 3 is casualty shaken. Again, it's already a reduced squad, so it would be eliminated. The grenade bundle is used, so it's taken away. Let's bring up some more Russians here. Do a couple more examples. Okay. This rifle squad. This time he's in bunkers. Bunkers add plus 3 to the defense. So let's put him in a bunker. So his 4 basic defense, and he gets plus 3 for the bunker, so his total defense is 7. So let's take this assault squad. Firepower of 5 minus 7 defense of the rifle squad in the bunkers is minus 2 column. Go over to the minus 2 column now. And you roll 2d6. 6. Six on the minus 2 column is nothing, it's blank. So it's no result. Okay, let's take the assault squad now. Well, let's take the rifle and the machine gun. Rifle squad, machine gun, firepower of 6. And take on that same rifle squad in the bunker. 6 firepower, minus 7 defense, minus 1 column. This time we're going to add the captain. The captain is attached to that squad, so he'll add a plus 1 to the dice roll when they attack that unit. So it'll be 6 minus 7 defense is minus 1 column, with a plus 1 to the die roll because of the attached leader. Minus 1 column. It'd be plus 1 on our die roll for having the attached leader, which is in the die roll modifiers right there on the player aid. So we'll roll 2d6. It's a 3. You add the plus 1 for the attached leader, it becomes a 4. A 4 on the minus 1 column is blank, so it's no result. Okay, now I'm going to start using some of the defensive terrain. The sniper, his basic defense is a 5. This is a light structure here. It adds +1. So if he's in the light structure, his defense is now 5 + 1 for the light structure is 6. So this assault squad firing at that unit would be 5 firepower, -6 defense. It'd be on the -1 column. Okay, if you had this unit with the light machine guns is 6 firepower, -6 defense, would be on the 0 column. So the defensive terrain is added to the unit's basic defense and the attacks. Let's bring up another example here. Move this rifle squad here. He's along the stone wall there. The stone wall will add +2 to his defense. Say the unit also has cover. That adds another +1. So he gets +3 to his defense. Those defense of 4 would become a 7. This unit. Rifle squad on his own is firepower 4. So he'd be firing 4 -7 to attack this rifle squad. So he'd be on the -3 column. Of course, when you get into the negatives, as you go down the negative columns, the results get progressively worse. Whereas as you go to the other side, the plus, the higher the columns, you're more likely to get better results. So the terrain benefits the defender's basic defense. Now some of the things that affect the attacking unit's firepower. Degrading terrain will affect the attacker's firepower. So this here is brush. It degrades terrain. It's degrading terrain. So for every hex of degrading terrain a unit fires through, it affects his firepower by -1. So say I have this rifle squad and this rifle squad and a hex of degrading terrain between them. So the rifle squad's firing through 1 hex of degrading terrain. Why isn't that closing? Okay, there we go. So this German rifle squad is going to fire through this terrain at that rifle squad. So the Russian rifle's in the open, so he has no added terrain defense. But the German rifle squad's firing through degrading terrain, so his 4 firepower subtracts 1 for the hex of degrading terrain, so his firepower becomes a 3. to the Russian unit's defense of 4. So he'd be on the -1 column. A unit can fire through up to 2 hexes of degrading terrain. Once he fires through its third hex of degrading terrain, the line of sight is considered blocked. So let's put the rifle squads here. So it's -1 firepower for each hex. Now he's firing through 2 hexes of brush. So his 4 firepower now becomes, you subtract 2, it becomes a 2. A firepower of 2 minus this Russian rifle squad's defense of 4, he'd be on the -2 column now. Be on the -2 column then. And if you move the Russian rifle squad over there, you trace the line of sight, see it goes through see the line of sight traces through the 4 hexes of degrading terrain there, so the line of sight would be considered blocked. Okay. Also, of course, woods blocks line of sight, so this guards unit and the rifle unit they could not attack each other. Okay, I'm going to explain about hedges and stone walls act in the same way. When they're between the units but not adjacent to them, it degrades its degrading terrain. So in this case, if you fired through this hedge here, you'd take 1 off the attacker's firepower. When a unit is right alongside the hedge or the stone wall, then it's considered part of the hex itself, so it's not degrading terrain. It would just be a defensive bonus for this unit here. But if he's firing from this hex, it doesn't degrade his attack because he's right adjacent to it. If both units are on either side of a hedge or a stone wall, then the terrain acts as a defense bonus for both units. So if the German rifle is firing at the guard squad, the guards would get +1 to their defense because of the hedge. And if the guards fired back at the German rifle squad, the German rifle would get the +1 defense bonus for the hedge. So both of the units would get the terrain bonus. This gray structure here, that's a heavy structure. It adds +2 defense. So the guards, of course, and if he's in the heavy structure, we get a +2 to his defense, would become a 6. Line of sight with buildings, with structure hexes, only the structure itself will block line of sight. If you can trace line of sight through the structure hex without actually hitting the structure, then the hex is considered degrading terrain. So see if they're right here, line of sight is blocked by the actual structure. But if I move the German rifle squad there, now if he attacks the guard squad now, he'll trace his line of sight. It's not blocked by the structure, but it goes through the hex. So that hex would be considered degrading terrain, and it would subtract 1 firepower from the German rifle attacking. So he would be attacking with a 3 firepower against the guard's 4 defense. And of course the stone walls and the hedges, these terrain bonuses, and they're cumulative. So see, this hex here is a light structure with a stone wall over here. So if the guard unit was in the light structure, it's a +1 for the light structure. And if he's attacked through this direction from the German rifle, you would also get the +2 for the stone wall. So you get an overall +3 to his defense. He would end up at 7 defense. German would be attacking with 4 firepower, so it would be on the -3 column. Now, if you took that guard squad, he's already getting +3 defense if he's attacked through that direction. Of course, if he's attacked from down here, the stone wall's not there, so he would only get the +1 for the light structure. I put the rifle back here. Now say this guard squad, when he was in there, he rolled for cover and he got it. So he also now has a +1 to his defense, so his overall defense is going to get 1 for the structure, 2 for the stone wall, and 1 for cover. So he's going to get +4 to his defense. So his overall defense is going to be 8. So this rifle squad would be attacking 4 minus his defense of 8. It's a -4 column. And you can see that's not a really good column to be attacking with, so the defender's in there pretty good. Some ways that rifle squad could, some ways you can deal with these units that are dug in and have really good defensive positions is, of course, if you have a support weapon, see his firepower is now 6 to their 8. So it's -2 column, which is better than -4. It's a -2 column. It's still not great, so what you could do to make it better, add a leader. So it'd be -2 column, but then you get a +1 to the attack die roll. And then finally, since you have an attached leader, if you have another unit, you could form a fire group. A up to 2 units and their support weapons. So here's a good fire group here. You got the firepower of the assault squad, which is 5. Firepower of the rifle squad, which is 4. The firepower of the light machine gun, which is 2. So you have 5, 9, 11 firepower. You have the attached leader, which gives you a +1 to your die roll. So 11 firepower -8 defense is +3 column. So you can see by forming a decent fire group, you've gone from -4 when we originally started, and you're up to +3 column now. And with the leader, you get the +1 on the die roll. So that's pretty good column beyond. That's all I can think of for this video. So that's some of the basics for infantry combat in the game. Talk to you later.